Sup, idiots? No, you're not all idiots. I'm kidding. I just like to shit post and meme and stuff. So anyway, what's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're gonna review the Bestech Mini Dundee. This is my personal one, actually. I don't think I've actually ever carried these for inventory, like ever. These are like really hot on Whatnot for a while. This is like, I think this is before I started selling on Whatnot, when I was just in the hardcore collector phase and I was just buying a bunch of knives. But it's an awesome knife. I think I'd equate this knife to, like, let's see, I'll pick a car in the car world because it's just easier. I'd equate this knife to like a Ford F-150. Like, it does what you need to do. It's nothing spectacular. It's everything you expect it to be, and that's that. Like, yeah, it doesn't overshoot expectations. You're not it's not like you get in it and it's like ordering you a coffee, it's just, yeah. And it's the same with this knife. Like, the general design and engineering that goes into the knife is incredibly well done. I EDC'd this knife for a while, and now it just sits in a what do you call it, like a vault. I don't know if you guys are aware of the company. They're called Vault, but they make knife cases. So I bought one as like a sample. I was gonna stock them, and then a lot of my clients just weren't really interested. So I was like, all right, whatever. And I put a bunch of like my lower end EDC collection in the packet, in the Vault case, and this was one of them. But yeah, I used to EDC this a bunch, hence why there's a bunch of schmutz and stuff on the blade. This is D2 blade steel. These are G10 scales. It is a liner lock. I really love this kind of liner lock. Bestech does a great job with liner locks in general. This is a very fidgety liner lock. So if you want to fidget with your knife, but you like liner locks, this is the knife for you in that regard. Also, this knife is at an amazing price point. Currently on Bestech's website, this knife is $42.90. So you're getting, for $42.90, you're getting D2 blade steel, which is just an incredible blade steel for like just general, material for value. You're getting G10 scales, and it's a liner lock flipper tab. So, the D2 holds an edge for a long time. It's it's kind of easy to sharpen. I mean, it's a little more, it's more difficult to sharpen than like 3CR or 7CR or 8CR, or like 440, but it's not too bad. It's not like sharpening like 154cm or S35 or S90 or, Magna Cut or whatever. It's a really good tool steel. Highly corrosive resistant. Will hold an edge for a while. It is a little more brittle than like Nitro V. So, if you're doing some really ignorant shit with this, there is a chance you could chip or break the blade. But it's D2, so you just have to understand the limitations of the material. Whereas like Nitro V is a little more withstanding, but Nitro V is used in a different application. Nitro V is a little more bendable. It's a little more robust. It's easier to sharpen. You can. I think it would fall more. I don't remember if Nitro V is a carbon steel, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure it's pretty corrosion resistant. But if you're gonna do like really ignorant shit with your knife, Nitro V is probably more like the direction you should go. But regardless, D2, great blade steel, really good blade steel. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember like the pros and cons to Nitro V versus D2, but to be honest with you, I can't remember them off the top of my head. I just remember that Nitro V is a more, it's a softer blade steel, so you can actually use it for like hacking and whatnot. Whereas D2 is can be more prone to chipping or breaking, just because it's a harder, tougher blade steel. But anyway, I don't really think you're going to be hacking anything up with this tiny little D2 Mini Dundee. This knife is, I think, 7.5 inches fully deployed, I believe. Let me look at their website because I actually have it up. I was prepared this time. Yeah, this knife falls just, it's like I want to say it's like 7.1 inches, something like that. The blade length is 2.92 inches, and the handle length is 3.97 inches, and the overall length is 6.89 inches. So it's just under 7 inches. The blade is a satin finish. So these are G10. I don't know if they make this variant anymore. They probably do. I think these are gray. Maybe these are blue scales. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm also colorblind, so trying to figure that out at times is a pain in the ass. It's got a deep carry. It is a reversible deep carry, so if you are picky about that, then this knife is right up your alley. I'm pretty sure this knife is on ceramic ball bearings, or just ball bearings in general. Bestech's usually pretty solid about putting knives on ball bearings. Yeah, it's like the F-150 of knives. Like, I don't I feel like someone's like, well, like, I mean, tell us something exciting about it. Does it have sat nav? No, it doesn't have sat nav. No, it won't cook your food for you. It'll cut stuff. It'll do that. It looks like, it also just looks like a 2005 Toyota Corolla, which isn't a bad thing. Those things run forever. I have a 2007 Toyota Corolla. Great car. So I mean, it's, yeah. So yeah, I'd equate it to those two vehicles. It's like, you're getting what you get for $42. Can you really argue? It's a great knife. If you need like a good like everyday EDC to use to beat the shit out of, to cut open boxes, you can cut zip ties. You could probably paracord, thick rope like twine for like, I don't know, tying like recycling together. You could probably cut thicker plastic with this. D2 holds a really good edge for a long time, and you can get it pretty sharp. So I mean, this will do everything you need it to do. Again, it's a liner lock too, so keep that in mind as well. If you're going to be a little more abusive on folders, I think liner locks are probably the way to go if you're going to be abusive on folders. If you're not going the route of like a ram lock, an axis lock, a triad lock, a back lock, then liner lock is probably either liner lock or button liner lock would be your best bet. Button locks are not good for abusing. There's just not enough grab in the tolerances of like how the button locks are milled for the knife to take that kind of abuse. So if you're, I'm not saying that all button locks are like that. Not all of them are like that, but most button locks are just not designed for you to, beat the ever-loving shit out of. Yeah. Do I have any negatives to say about it? I'm thinking, sorry. No, not really. No. This knife ticks all the boxes, in my opinion. It's got great action. You can fidget with it if you want. It's got nice jimping. The jimping is sort of aggressive. So you have jimping up that runs all the way up to like well past where the fuller starts. So it allows you to get a really good purchase on the blade. I mean, the jimping could be further, but like let's be honest. What are you using this knife? Are you really gonna? Are you gonna do open heart surgery with this fucking knife? Like, come on now. Unless you're like fighting a fucking grizzly bear in the woods with this thing, I don't really think you need jimping. I don't really know why you'd be fighting a grizzly bear in the woods, if I'm honest. That's a losing battle, and you've calculated very poorly, and how you've made it this far in life is astonishing to me. But anyway, there's also jimping on the underside of the flicker. The flicker. Fuck. The flicker. Yeah, there's jimping on the underside of the flipper tab. My brain completely blanked out on that. So not only do you get a good purchase on the blade here for fighting that grizzly bear that I'm sure somebody wants to fight with this thing, you also get one here for your finger. So, you know, when you're swinging for your life with this tiny ass knife, your finger won't slip and get an owie. Although the bear's probably gonna give you an owie, or just rip your fucking arm off. Who knows? But anyway, I don't really have anything negative to say about this. This knife ticks all the boxes. It's G10. The G10's got like a fine pattern. I don't think that's milled into it. I think that's just how it is. It could be milled. Who knows? So it's good. Ergonomically, it's good. I will say it probably could be a little more aggressive. But again, it's a tiny knife, man. Like, what are you doing with it? If you're really going to be going to town on something, like, you probably should invest in something a little more intense, you know. But overall, it's got good ergonomics. It's very comfortable. I have a big hand, and this is a solid knife. I'm pretty sure this is the Mini. I'm like starting to second guess myself. Is this the Mini? Pretty sure this is the Mini. Yeah, this is the Mini. Okay. But I have a big hand, and this thing's very comfortable for me. So, yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It does exactly what you need it to do. It's a really nice knife. Also, there's a ton of colors, man. There's like, shit. I don't even remember. Let me go back and look at the site. There's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 colors for this knife. Wait, there's more. Fuck. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 16 colors for this knife. I'm sure someone could find one that they like, you know? Like, so there's that. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it other than that. It's got a really nice blade belly. I will say that too. Really, really nice blade belly. Really nice swidge too with the fuller. I always dig knives at fullers. Fullers are just kind of, I don't know, I have this like weird nostalgia aspect from like every time I see like a K-bar, like a hunt, like, you know, like in those old action movies with like Rambo and shit. He's got like the big ass gnarly hunting knife with the like the Bowie or the K-bar. I don't even know if it's K-bar, to be honest with you. Probably is, but who knows. And they always have a fuller, and the fuller's just, I feel like fullers in general just add so much more personality to blades. Not all blades need them, but they just look really cool. They just add an extra character. Also, got a really cool swedge, so you get that nice double like light refraction off the blade. Satin finished blade, by the way. You can get ones with, I think they're DLC coded. Yeah, I think they're DLC coded. At the time, this was the only one that was available when I bought it, so I just bought it. I was like, whatever, it's a deal. I'm not gonna complain. I'm usually not really picky about a lot of the knives that I buy, generally speaking. Like when I first started buying, when I was really broke, I just took what I could get. For anybody who knows about being poor and collecting knives in the beginning, you don't really argue. If there's a deal and there's a deal on a knife that you're like, can't pass that up, don't care what color it is, then you go for it. Now that I'm in a situation where I can actually be kind of picky, I'm picky. But this is still a great knife. Yeah. Nothing negative to say about it. Bestech makes good stuff, man. I don't know if you guys are aware of them as a company. I assume people are. I posted a video of the Bestech Guardian. Apparently it didn't do very well. I guess you guys didn't really like that knife or whatever. But Bestech makes really good work. They also OEM for a bunch of other companies. And they also OEM for private designers. So, fun fact there, if you didn't know that. And for those who don't know what OEM means, it means they will basically design and manufacture knives for other companies. So a company will send basically a CAD drawing, a two-dimensional CAD drawing to them, and then a list of like materials, and then Bestech will give them price quotes on everything, whatever, and then Bestech will machine everything in-house, CNC and machine everything in-house, and then develop the knife for them, box everything. I think they'll like, you know, develop the knife, package it, all that stuff, and then they'll, you know, ship it out on their behalf. Obviously the person who's paying for the OEM, or should say the entity who's paying for the OEM, has to pay for deposit and delivery fee, and then pay for the shipment, general, all that stuff. But that's how OEMing works, more or less. That's the speed run of it. There's a little more that goes into it than that, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the video, guys. 1 out of 10 on the scale of, like, you know, recommending this knife, 10 being like absolutely, 1 being fuck no. Yeah, I'd give it a 10. I know I'm not supposed to give it a 10. Dude, it's like the Toyota Corolla of knives. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a Bestech. It's D2 G10 liner lock. The only negative drawback to this would be if you got like Vienna sausage fingers, you're probably not gonna be able to close this knife. Aside from that, yeah, I'd highly recommend 10 out of 10. Get this knife. If you're just looking for something simple to carry every day and you needed to do knife things, get this knife. If you're a collector and you're trying to collect knives and whatnot, I don't know, I'd probably pass if I were you, unless you don't care about, you know, the price point of knives. I know some people can be kind of like picky. I try to avoid the word snobby, but some people can be snobby about like, oh, well, it's not made, the blade isn't made of unobtainium, and the scales aren't made of like 3i Atlas, and it doesn't rotate on like antimatter bearings, and like it wasn't built by like some alien in like Cirque de France 1867. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like a normal workhorse knife. So I mean, if that's not your jam as far as collecting, then I'd pass, honestly. But if you like collecting all kinds of knives, then yeah, I'd get it. And you like rotating through your EDCs, as I smack the shit out of the camera. I rotate through my knives all the time, guys. I'll show you. Hold on. So, knife, knife, knife. These are just the knives on my desk. So these are all the knives I rotate through. Like I said, this one's been in a what do you call it? Box. So I haven't had it in rotation, but these are the knives I rotate through. I have more, not on the desk, but just in general. So like, I rotate through my knives all the time. It's just kind of like flavor of the day. What am I feeling? What do I want, you know? So yeah. All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's almost 20 minutes long. Get this knife. Unless you're a collector, then probably don't get this knife. Or get it. I don't know. Usually people who collect, I'm a collector too, so like, you know, I'm throwing shit at myself, but if this knife was made of more premium materials, to be quite honest, like if they did a variant of this where it was like Magna Cut or well, to be honest, most people S30 and S45 are good blade steels, but they're not. Granted, it all depends on the heat treat, but I think if you're gonna go for like a blade steel, like a super blade steel, it's probably like Magna Cut or Buller M390. I don't know, S30 and S45V and S90, they're not bad, but they're just you can just get better. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, or you could go Damasteel if you want to be like really fancy. But if they made this in like, I guess S30, S45 VN, Magna Cut, Buller M390, and then they did scales in some kind of cool scale. I was gonna say like 80s camo, but everybody and their mother's doing 80s camo. Maybe if they did like titanium with some really nice some kind of like exotic material inlay, like Damascus, or something, that'd be cool. If there was a more premium version of this knife, I could see, it being like more oriented towards collectors for sure. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop like segueing to tangents and whatnot, and I'm just gonna that was my input about like if they made a premium version of this knife. I think it would be worth it. It'd be cool. I think the only downside is they would have to again, I went on another tangent, I'm sorry. Only downside is I think they'd have to, I don't know if a liner lock would be the play. But the problem is that every time a company takes a budget knife and they make it a premium knife, then they make it a frame lock. I think you could get away with making this a top button top liner lock, maybe. The tolerances would be kind of tight, but I think you could do it. But otherwise, yeah, I guess you could do a liner lock premium. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna shut up now. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's 22 minutes long. I stole 22 minutes of your life. Ha. Kidding. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one, guys. Be sure to drink some water, stay hydrated, eat some good food, and be kind to each other, okay? Especially yourself, alright? I'm talking to you. Talking to you, Mr. Scratching your balls in the corner. Yeah, you. Alright. Later, guys. Have a good one.